Ms. Grace Fu, Minister for Sustainability and the Environment. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the inaugural Urban Sustainability R&D e-Symposia. I'm glad that so many of our friends from government agencies, industry and the research community can join us today. We strive to push the research boundaries in three main areas of priority. First, transforming the built environment sector by developing more productive ways to design, build and maintain our city. Second, driving efforts to mitigate or adapt to the impacts of climate change. And third, deepening the social-emotional connection that Singaporeans have with our city. Now first, we'll press on with our efforts to transform the built environment sector. To kickstart this effort, HDB and A*STAR's Institute for Infocom Research, or I²R, will work together to develop a 5G-enabled smart construction concept. I understand that they will sign a research collaboration agreement on this right after my speech. Now, our second priority area is to continue charting a sustainable and climate-resilient future for Singapore. This supports the Green Plan. In Parliament earlier this month, I spoke about stepping up research to support our national aspiration of becoming a city in nature. In particular, we will expand the Cities of Tomorrow R&D program to include a new research pillar which will focus on the scientific foundations needed for a city in nature. Under RIE 2025, NParks will lead a $25 million multi-stakeholder research program to advance the core sciences of marine climate change. This aims to develop solutions that can help manage impacts like rising sea levels, increasing sea surface temperatures, and extreme storm events. We're also exploring new technologies to reduce the energy consumed and the waste produced by desalination. These will not only reduce our carbon emissions, but will also help us to achieve water sustainability. PUB recently awarded close to $11 million to 6 projects researching such technologies. Now, our third area of priority is to build capabilities in urban social sciences and use these to better inform our urban plans and designs. We will therefore develop new ways to understand how well our city is doing in terms of the well-being of our residents and how this is affected by the built environment in Singapore. We will do this by combining social science knowledge with big data analytics. And this project is the first of its kind. We will conduct this research in partnership with a multidisciplinary and multi-institute consortium led by the Nanyang Technological University. If this effort is successful, our findings will inform our planning strategies and interventions to build a socially more resilient and sustainable city. Now, to achieve our goals in our 3 priority areas and beyond, we need all our USS partners to work together. To support greater collaboration, HDB and A*STAR will sign a Memorandum of Understanding with the aim of taking the research findings of M&E agencies, translating these into useful commercial applications, and then scaling them up to make our built environment industry more competitive.
My name is Johnny, and I'm currently the Chief Technology Officer for M&D. Today, for my sharing, I'll be giving you an idea of what we are doing in the USS RIE 2025 work plans, and hopefully you can see how you can play a part in this R&D journey. We started off in 2010, focusing research on existential challenges that we face. Then in 2020, we have expanded our research to focus more on some of the areas that drive cities. Moving to 2025, we want to expand this. So in this framework, if you look at the bottom, we have 12 USS focus areas. These are but very important building blocks of a city. We mapped it out into 6 integrated thematics areas that actually paints the outcomes we hope from our R&D approach. All these are driven so that we create a vision for our R&D to drive towards a city of tomorrow. Work has already started. I'm happy to share with you that we already identified 4 game-changing areas that we're going to start off. How can you play a part? So to summarize, well, for the game-changing areas that I shared earlier, if you have any ideas or expertise to share with us, do let us know. This is the email address for you to write to. Second, this is the start of a year-long e-Symposia. Watch out for more e-Symposia EDMs and do join us. Check out the Urban Solution Portal that I talked about, which will be launching very soon. Lastly, I shared a lot about the Built Environment Living Lab framework. Find out more in this portal. Think about it. Contact us and let us know if there are areas, and there are innovations or there are technology solutions that you would like to test.
Today, I'm going to be talking about the city of tomorrow, our city of tomorrow. It is such an important thing for us to be thinking about together as we think about what our city needs to be fit for purpose for the next generations. And today, complexity is essentially free, right? It used to be inconvenient to make something that was just complex, but today it's no longer inconvenient. We can make things complex as easily as we can make them, quote, simple, right? And we can do this with different materials, whether it's metal or concrete or plastic or wood. In a built environment, the complexity is now free. And this is a complete paradigm shift in one generation. One of the projects at the SEC Center is on cooling Singapore, which is a multi-departmental, multi-stakeholder project to try to understand the integration of people, of traffic patterns, of heat coming from engines, heat coming from reflection, very complex issue, and trying to understand how we can make our beautiful island truly an island of paradise and not of purgatory. Well, when we're thinking about the livability, how do we make it livable? At the end of the day, it's not just nature, it's not just the buildings, but it's also how we enjoy life there, the incredible food and the urban farming, which will be evolving so that our food security increases. That's crucially important, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to people and how we as people can enjoy our presence within Singapore.
Thank you very much to be part of this e-conference for urban sustainability. I think it's a very important topic, and I'm really very honored to provide some insights in our current status and activities in the transformation of our construction and real estate sector, and how we create value from R&D. So we're talking about the largest business of the world, with a forecast of nearly to be doubled in the next 10 years when we see this growth. But on the other hand, we are talking about an industry that is 70% less productive than others. So we have definitely a huge productivity gap. Europe is trying to respond with a very broad campaign. The one is the European Green Deal, with an overall budget close to 1 trillion euro. And this is as well combined by the renovation wave, which even should push more power to the renovation topic. So, however, I'm sure that the mobilization of the broad range of our building owners can only be started by a positive impact on the value of the property. If we manage to link the environmental performance by an SDG or ESG taxonomy, for example, with the value of the property, the driver might be big enough for us to motivate for renewal. If you want to a sustainable change, you first need to unfreeze your industry. To change something, you need to get them out of the current position. Unfreeze means here that you need definitely strong drivers, arguments that make it clear that without this change, it will not go on. Therefore, it's essential that you need this unfreeze phase first before you could talk about something which is called move. In this phase, however, it is then crucial to have the necessary strategy ready and to be prepared for the new direction. And this is the phase where standards are very essential, and without the freeze will not really take place. And we try to establish innovation and development partnerships in which we can push forward development together over a longer period of time. In doing so, we use the entire potential of the front office society to increase the innovation power of our customers. We as well try to reduce the time to solution, and we try to stabilize the future viability.
So in each of your own respective domain, expertise, as well as your experiences, can you share with us what are some of those critical success factors in order for us to achieve that ultimate vision of a sustainable and a resilient nation?
So I think our buildings need to change from consumers to suppliers, from emissions to health promotion, from environmental pollution to relief, and from side to side more to a kind of a togetherness. To manage all that, we definitely need to come from the have to the want to want. So it's very important then that the people are getting, as you said, Chris, an interest and a belief in that it's possible, and then I think you get things started.
Novel decarbonization technologies and initiatives such as zero waste and building a circular economy are two cornerstones of the USS domain, as we are aware. So would you be able to share more about the global trends and potential areas of research related to these two topics?
And the second is, I think we need more tools to design, optimize for carbon. And I think for our product designers, our process designers, our building designers need optimization tools, because we have super clever people working on this. We don't have too many tools which optimize for carbon reduction. We optimize for money, we optimize for time, but not very often do we optimize for carbon.